You want to move and purchase your new home? Well, let me tell you, 2025 could be the year that changes everything for home buyers. So begin to prepare yourself right now. I mean, just look at what's happening right now in the economy, especially in the housing market. Then we have upcoming policy changes. These are all sort of things that can shake up the housing market to either throw it in a frenzy or, honestly, a disaster. But stick with me so you understand what you must do and look for. Because unfortunately, those that are waiting on the sideline or even expecting like some sort of housing crash, I'm going to just tell you, keep on waiting. Because every article, every expert I've read so far, no one is talking about that. And in fact, they're all anticipating more growth in the future. Even this economist with NAR is saying, after a challenging 2023 and 2024, Young projected new home sales will increase 11% in 2025 and 8% in 2026, while the median home price will rise 2% in both years. So for those of you who are sitting on the sideline and possibly even pocket watching and still want a chance to get into the real estate market, this is one of those things that a lot of you are still overlooking and not utilizing it to its full potential, which is your negotiating power as a buyer. I'm going to speak on a personal rant. I'm going to go on a personal rant really quickly because I see this consistently where buyers are like, hey, rates are high, prices are high. Okay, we get that that's the case, but there's still opportunities out there. And I can speak on my personal experience of helping clients. I can speak on other real estate agents I've spoken to we are all doing the same thing, which is finding different things and different avenues that will work for those potential people that, we're all working with. So the same thing applies to you. If you want to put the legwork in to find that opportunity, it exists. It's just a matter of finding it. I mean, if you don't want to look for it, to each his own, you do as you please. Because when the market speeds up, you lose your negotiating power as a buyer because there's a little bit more activity going on. Even now with limited inventory, you're still able to negotiate. You just have to really pay attention to the days on market if you really want to negotiate. Because let's put something in perspective really quickly. If a seller has their home on the market longer and longer, that means they're experiencing more and more pain, which then you can only imagine they may be open to striking a deal more than comparison to the person that maybe just put their home on the market. However, I will say if you're going to look at those homes that have been on the market for longer, do your due diligence. There may be some stuff hidden under the rug that you really have to be aware of, because the issue of limited inventory may actually be a long-term issue that everyone in the United States is going to experience and go through, simply because a lot of people have rates under 6%. So that's something that you just may have to live with. I will add though, there was a lot of uncertainty prior to the election, which is why I found a lot of people who were thinking about selling or even buying, they decided, hey, I'm going to postpone that to see what exactly transpires. Now that that's out the way, there's a possibility that more activity, market activity is going to transpire, and there could be some rate stability, which I'll talk about. So don't be surprised if there's like an influx of sellers who just hit the market, putting their homes on the market. It could be because they're simply at that, F it moment where they're like, who cares about this home? Who cares about this rate? I just need to get out and move on with my life. And this right here, this home is holding me back from doing so. I could potentially see a lot of that occurring. And if that is the case, that's only going to raise the inventory levels that we're currently at. But also at the same time, as a buyer, that's really good for you. But remember when I talked about rate stability, there are a lot of experts already predicting that your mortgage rates will stabilize around that 6%, much lower than the peaks that we've seen recently. But I'm sure that's not exactly what you guys are all wishing for. However, I really want you guys to look at this picture for a second here. This stability is far better than when rates are at the low 6s and shoot up to the 7s in a month span, because that right there hurts a ton of buyers when they're even in the process of purchasing their home. So if mortgage rates is really like your major concern as far as why you're not jumping into the market, you have to really utilize the current strategies that already exist. One of them being a 2-1 buy down that you may hear out there already, or even getting a permanent buy down for your rate by getting a little bit additional funds from the seller. Those are two strategies that I see already being implemented on a regular basis, and honestly I could see it moving into 2025 if rates stabilize around that 6%, just because not everyone's going to be happy with it, or they may need a lower rate in order for them to afford the home. So if you want to be connected to a real estate agent that understands those strategies and how to implement them, just reach out to me via email, which you can find in the description below, and we can go ahead and connect you to one of our real estate partners that we have all throughout the United States. But here's another quick thought on why 2025 may be the best time to move. As you guys all may know, there's a new presidential administration going into office. Obviously, these administrations, they have their own plans, their policies, their things that they want to implement. So some of the policies that you really want to pay attention to see if it even exists is tax incentive, first-time home buyer, programs or assistance, or even down payment assistance, right? Those are some of the things you really want to see. Some people are going to agree, some people are not going to, some people are going to disagree, but you really want to participate in that market because there's going to be a lot of things changing, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on which side you're on. And in all honesty, if you're only paying attention to the resale market and that's not giving you what you are looking for, this may be your opportunity to shift your focus and to look at new construction. Because I believe builders will continuously take advantage of the resale market by offering their insane incentives that they do offer. As DR Horton's Senior VP of Communication mentions, we anticipate our incentive levels to increase further on homes closed over the next few months. I mean, they're talking about more incentives, which the incentive is now already good. So whatever does come into the horizon, that actually is going to be extremely good. So if you are not taking advantage of that, then I personally don't know what to tell you. If you do want to take advantage of it, just reach out to me via email and just say, hey, put me on the builder's incentive list. Not all incentives are good, right? So you're going to really have to sift through and look through to see which one is going to be advantageous to you. So what does this all mean for you, or even where should you really start? Well, if you're moving to an entirely new area, go check out that area first before you even look into, homes and the days on market or even the new policies being put into place. Go really check out that area, see if that's even a place you really want to be in. And if so, right, and this is for everybody now at this point, go research that neighborhood. Understand what are the price points of those homes going for what it is that you are looking for. If you do that all in advance, I guarantee you're going to have a better experience when it actually comes to searching for that home and then putting an offer on that home and closing on it. Sometimes it's this pre-work that I don't see get done enough, and that's what enables a lot of individuals to have a lot of regret in the future. But you have to start planning and preparing yourself now. I mean, saving for your down payment, paying down some debt, maybe even looking at your credit score to see if there's anything that you can fix, or maybe you're already good. And if that's the case and you really want to reach out to a mortgage lender, then go ahead and do so. I will say, just don't have them run your credit just quite yet, especially if you're not ready, because it just doesn't make sense to do so. But let me know in the comments below, despite what I mentioned here in this video, which side are you on? Are you on the side that's going to sit on the sideline and just kind of observe and see what happens? Or are you going to be on the side that's like, you know what, regardless of what the world is doing, I'm going to prepare myself so that I can prepare myself to be ready to purchase? Because personally speaking, now is the time to plan and position yourself. Because if you don't, I'm only telling you what I've seen and what I've experienced. Individuals who don't prepare themselves, what they do, they end up put their entire plans on hold and just keep pushing it down the line. And it's unfortunate. But just as much as I enjoy making these videos for you guys, my name is Ronnie. And if you do have any questions about starting your home buying journey or even questions about the market, reach out to me via email, which you can find in the description below.